Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to Marvel Future Revolution. In this video, we have the top 10 tips for you for global launch. This game launches tomorrow, finally, and these tips will help you out from ground zero and get you started off right. But first, before we jump into these, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with everything Marvel Future Revolution, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. This game launches tomorrow. It's finally here. This game has been in soft launch for a month, maybe a little bit more than a month. And don't worry, don't feel like you're behind or anything, because starting on a new server, everybody starts fresh. So nobody's going to be ahead of you. Everybody who's been playing soft launch is on the Omega Flight server, so just a heads up there. The server list is available, so you can plan with your friends to find out what server you're going to go. But everybody starts fresh on a brand new server unless it's the Omega Flight server. So just kind of, I've seen some comments and stuff like that, so don't worry about that. You are not going to be behind at all. Unless, of course, the Omega Flight server is where you go. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at these top 10 tips that I have. Now, I've done soft launch tips and things like this. If you want to see those, take a look at my channel. You'll see everything that I put out during soft launch, early tips, mid-game tips. But I've kind of taken all of that and bringing them together in this global launch tip video. So let's go ahead and take a look at them first. Now, first off, to save backtracking and everything in this game, you really do want to do all the different missions, because the missions give you a bunch of rewards. It gives you gear, it gives you potential, it gives you a bunch of stuff to help you get further in this game, especially when you're starting out with a brand new fresh character. You don't have any squad experience built up from a previous character, so you're starting fresh. Now, if you want to move fast, if you want to level quickly in this game, then you're going to stay with the purple quests, which are your story quests. You're going to go with that all the way up into Midgardia, and then you're going to start doing side quests and things like that. But you're eventually going to need to backtrack. So to reduce the backtracking, do every quest that you come across, both side quests, main quests, and hidden quests. So your hidden quests are purple, your side quests are green. You're going to see that on the counter on the right-hand side of your screen. The yellow quests, those are what I call the hidden quests. There's no tracker for that right now. Hopefully, eventually we'll see a tracker there. But those you just come across, you'll know when you come to them, because as soon as you come across a character, they're going to have yellow text above their head. They're going to immediately catch your attention. And if you're close enough, you're immediately going to go into a dialogue with them. If not, then you'll look away, and then you'll continue on your way. Definitely do those as well. In order to hit 100, you have to do all your story quests, all your side quests, and even some of those hidden quests in order to hit 100 in this game. So definitely do that. You want your potential. If you want to take a look at potential, I'll go into here. I'll go take a look at my heroes, and then I'll go to enhance potential. This is where you're going to find, this is where you're going to spend that type of currency. I really suggest you go ahead and max out your attack, defense, and hit points on this first one that you run into. And then after that, you're going to go ahead and you're going to specialize based on what stat you want to improve after that. All right. Next, tip number 2, do not dismantle your costumes. Now, your costumes, let's go ahead and take a look at my inventory and into my costumes here. You're going to get a lot of 1-stars. That's also another reason why you want to make sure to do all your side quests and everything to maximize the rewards that you get, which is going to give you a bunch of costume pieces. Do not dismantle these. You want to use these to enhance each of your costume pieces so that you can go ahead and get up to these 4 stars, and then eventually 5 stars, and then eventually 6 stars, so that you can increase the power level of your character and then be able to get further and further into the game, to be able to do end game stuff like extreme raids, dark zone, get further in dimensional duel, which is your one-on-one PvP. Definitely make sure to hold on to it and go to this over here, right over here, this right here, enhance costumes. This is where you're going to go to enhance those costumes. You need 6. You need 6. 1 to enhance. So if I have a 1-star, I need 1 1-star to enhance. I need 5 1-stars, as you can see here. Boom. Register to enhance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stars in order to enhance, as well as the Convergium down here at the bottom. So make sure you save it all. Make sure you find out which costume that you want. We'll have other videos that tell you that will give you some information as far as the preferred costumes for each one of these characters that you want to go ahead and build up, because each one helps with your stats in a different way and boosts up a specific skill differently than others. All right, so number 3, create all 4 heroes. So when you start this game, you are going to have 4 open slots. So we're going to go ahead over here to select hero. You want to go ahead, create all 4 of them. Pick the 4 you think you're going to have the most fun with, play around with them, get all of them up to at least defeating Kingpin, which is the first boss in the game, because that's going to really give you some rewards when it comes to the different missions and things that you have in the game, and give you more squad experience, which is going to help your entire roster. Remember, increasing your squad experience increases the stats for your entire roster. Your roster in this game of heroes is your squad. So remember to do that. Also, let's see, squad XP and badges, and then feel free to stick to the main story quests for alts if you want to do that. Once you figure out who you want, you can stick to the main story quests. But again, I really feel, even for all of your alts, do all your side missions, because one thing that I found in this game when it comes to enhancing your gear that I did not know is that if I have one of my alts who is, let's just say, Captain America, and maybe I'm not a big fan of his, at least for right now, and I've got a bunch of 1-star gear, I can take his 1-star gear, transfer it through the inventory system, transfer it to whoever I feel my main is going to be, so that they have more 1-star gear, and you can use other heroes on your squad. You can use their gear to enhance any other gear you want in the game. So if my main is going to be Star-Lord, for instance, I can take everybody's 1-star gear, funnel it to my inventory for Star-Lord, and then use their 1-star gear to have more of an opportunity to increase the star level of the gear that I have for Star-Lord. So something definitely to keep in mind. Also, the reason for having all of your alts leveling up as well is you want to build up their badges. You want to go through Blitz. Blitz is a great opportunity to get badges, which increases the power level of your hero. But also, as you get extra badges that you're not going to use, then you can dismantle those for Convergium, which is going to help you in the game. All right, that's actually the next one. That's actually tip number 4, dismantling badges through Blitz that you're not going to use. Save the good ones. Save your 4 and 5-star ones and 6-star ones that you get. Save those. Put them in the squad inventory so you can go ahead and transfer them to other heroes to help them out there. But anything that's a 1, 2, or 3-star, go ahead and dismantle, especially once you're beyond that on your first few heroes, so that you can get the Convergium that's going to help you with everything else in the game. Next, tip number 5, use your crystals. All right, so the crystals, the best use of crystals in this game. Let me go ahead and jump into here. We're going to go into the store. If we go into the store here, and I believe it's in consumables here, you're going to have an opportunity to purchase 4 more spots, 4 extra characters. You're going to use, I can't remember how many crystals it takes, but you'll see it. I think it might be 400 per slot. Anyway, 300 or 400 per slot. Use your crystals to unlock all the additional 4 slots, so you have access to all 8 characters. There are 8 characters in the game. Having access to all 8 characters in the game is really going to help, because it's going to help you build up your gold, which is very important in here and goes very fast. You can see I have 2 million, and 2 million goes super, super fast in this game. So make sure you open up all slots first. That is the first thing that you want to do. After that, for me personally, you're going to want to spend your crystals on Omega cards. Now, Omega cards you can unlock. You will unlock by doing Most Wanted. That's going to be your best sustainable free-to-play way to unlock Omega cards is through the Most Wanted. But I also use them on the card draw here, because this is still, for me, this is still the most limiting resource in the game when it comes to taking a look at continually improving the power level of your character. All right, so we have that. Now, complete all of your first tier in potential. We already talked about that. So I guess I gave you another tip unknowingly, well, ahead of time in here. Complete this whole first tier, and then you're going to go ahead and specialize after that based on what you want to do with your character. Next, we're going to go into dodge. You want to dodge. Dodge is a mechanic in this game that is going to save you in PvP and PvE. One of the best strategies for any and all. There's 2 things that you have to remember for any and all boss battles in here. Other than memorizing and getting familiar with their attack patterns, is number 1, dodge, because when you dodge, you're invulnerable for a few seconds, which will save you in this game, again, for PvP as well as PvE. And then the next one is stay out of the telegraphs. Stay off of the colored sections on the ground. I don't care what color they are. Get away from them because they're going to cause you damage and pain in some way. The boss battles in this game are pretty easy once you get familiar with their attack patterns, and then you dodge a lot and you stay out of their patterns. Now, you only have 3 dodges at a time, so make sure to use your dodges sparingly, because the worst thing that you can do is need to dodge, and you can't dodge, and then you get taken out. All right, next, auto farm. Auto farm regional materials. Now, in this game, the long game is farming regional materials so that you can craft regional suits. Regional suits are important, and that, again, is going to take you a long period of time to craft. You're going to craft those here, right over here. We're going to go over there in just a second, over in the workshop. Once you figure out which regional set that you want, so like for Star-Lord, I want the Midgardia costume, which boosts my frost, my chill type abilities here. But then if I want to boost up my fire, then it's the Sakaar costume that I want. So I feel for me, the Midgardia costume is going to be good for a lot of PvE, maybe even PvP. But like for boss battles and things like that, my Sakaar is going to do much better because my fire damage is going to be higher. So once you figure out the costume that you need, then you know which area you need to farm. Auto farming in this game is pretty easy. You're going to go to an area, and you're just going to hit the auto button, and you're going to farm, and you can farm for hours. Now, one thing I did find out, I did do quite a bit of testing on this. You'll get 40 to 60 regional materials and 50 convergium, and that's basically from dismantling the badges that you get from the auto farming per hour. One thing that I did find out is that is going to be a little bit different based on how many people are farming with you, because that reduces the amount of enemies that you are going to be able to collect some of those materials from. Also, once you get beyond 3, 4, and 5 hours, then you start hitting diminishing returns, which means the longer you farm, the less that you get. So that's why we have such a widespread 40 to 60 regional materials per hour and 50 convergium per hour. And now what that means is you're eventually going to max out your inventory, and you're not going to collect any more materials to dismantle for the convergium. So about every hour I will go in, I'll dismantle everything that I can so that I can free up inventory space so that I can continue to build those, collect those resources so that I can continue to dismantle them and get the convergium. Whew. All right, number 9, build your friends list quick. The reason why you want to do this, so as soon as you get in there, start inviting friends. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you know people, go ahead and invite them. But also, if I go to my friends here, suggested friends, just start inviting everybody. And then keep an eye on your friends list. And anybody who's been logged out for a long period of time, go ahead and unfriend them, because you really want an active friend list, because you're going to be sending friend tokens and receiving friend tokens. And those tokens over here are going to be very important for you because you're going to have access to these materials here. Now, synchronized particles are pretty hot. It says here, I don't use a lot for synchronized particles. I do spend a lot here on the 1-star and 3-star costume box. I will also spend them on these too, on the stable convergium, the crystallized convergium, because you can get 1 per week. So spending 1,700 friend tokens on that really isn't bad. And it helps me out. So I'm going to do that. Boom. And that's just once a week that you can do that. So it's not going to kill you. And then the rest is going to be spent here on the costume boxes. I don't spend anything on these ones right here, the unstable convergium, because that's the convergium that you get from dismantling stuff. It's these stable and crystallized ones that are harder to come by. Now, you can go ahead and get those in the workshop as well, and I do use those also, because you can convert a certain amount of unstable convergium for stable convergium, and then a certain amount of stable convergium for crystallized convergium. So keep that in mind when you go ahead and farm. You're really going to be farming the unstable stuff, so that you can go ahead and use those for other things. But your 1-star to 3-star costume box is really where a lot of that's going to come into play. So I'm going to actually, boom, I'm done with that one. I've got a day and 6 hours left on that. So, I mean, if you've got a full friends list, then you're going to have a good, consistent source of friendship tokens, which you can spend in here, which is definitely a plus. Also, next, the last tip that I have for you is join an alliance early. get in there as quickly as you can, because in here you've got these missions. These missions are going to give you rewards and gold as well. And then down here at the bottom, you have 2 co-op missions that you need to complete with an Alliance member. But you also have access to bonuses through the lab, as well as the Alliance shop, which gives you some great items as well. And then eventually the Alliance loyalty. This right here, you build up loyalty points in the store by purchasing bundles. Bundles are purchasable by using crystals or by using your actual money. Right here you can see the amount of Alliance loyalty that you get. So the quicker you get into Alliance, the quicker you start building up your loyalty, the quicker you can start getting access to those different boxes, which gives you different rewards. Whew. All right, everybody. That is what I had for you. Those are the top 10 tips that I have for the game. There is a lot that goes into it. And when you start this game, you start saving immediately. You start thinking about how you want to progress. So fill up those first 4 slots with the 4 characters that you feel you're going to have the most fun with. Make sure you unlock those second 4 so you have access to all 8 characters, so you can really get a feel for how everybody plays. Everybody has a different play style, and everybody is a lot of fun. And I will tell you, everybody is fine in PvE when you go through and you use them through the storyline. You can get through the storyline fairly easy with every single character, so just go with who you have the most fun with. You can get through all the PvE content as well. When you start getting into the PvP stuff, that's where the characters really start to shine or not. And we'll go ahead and talk about that in another video as well. All right, everybody, that's what I have for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. And if you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. Share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Have a great time with this game tomorrow. All right, everybody, take care, and we'll talk to you next time.